So now once your Git has been set up, the next thing will be install your build tool. Install build tool. Here I am using build tool as your Jenkins. When you are installing Jenkins, we have to, because Jenkins is a build tool and it builds Java code, and there are a lot of dependency on Java. It has been built on Java and all. So before installing Jenkins, we have to install JDK, that is Java. Okay, and Jenkins support JDK 1.8, or you can say whatever latest version of Jenkins is there. We'll be installing JDK. Once we install JDK, and then we have set up your local and environment variables for JDK. After that, once your JDK has been set up, what we will do, we'll be installing your Jenkins now. Now our Jenkins will be installed, and because Jenkins has dependency on Java, so first Java, then Jenkins. So once your Jenkins has been installed, what you will do, you will configure a global parameter, means global credentials for your Jenkins. Okay, suppose now you are able to log into your Jenkins server, which will be like UI on the, it means it will be user interactive. So you can go to console and you can check your Jenkins and you can create your manual jobs. But these things you can do, you can create jobs and you can have a freestyle job which will be saying it. But for this project we need a build engine. So we need explicit build engine. So we'll be installing Maven. So remember guys, Maven and these are the popular build engines which is used to build your Java code, JSPs and everything will be built, and it has all their own folder structure. What I will gonna demonstrate all those things in the later videos. So we'll be having Maven. We'll be installing Maven on the same host in which we'll be installing Jenkins. So once Maven has been installed, what we will do, we'll set up path for Maven as well. Alright, now once you set up the path in Maven in your EC2 instance, what you have to do, you have to go to Jenkins and then have plugins for your Maven. Okay, then you will get the plugins for Maven. So now the thing will be like, you will be able to build your repository or build your code from Git. Okay, now you can actually, not only you can do a freestyle job, you can actually build Maven style job or job which requires Maven build engines. So you have to give parameters and all that will be, I will be discussing. So there are other things also which involves a lot of time and attention. I'll be demonstrating that later. The next main important thing is like, we'll be installing, configuring your Tomcat server. So Tomcat server is an application server which supports your Java code, JSPs, HTMLs and all those statics and dynamic changing pages, or all those applications which has static and dynamic pages regardless of your JSP, or you can have any file deployed like ER file deployed or WAR file deployed or jar file deployed. Your Tomcat will take care of this. So it's Apache Tomcat server. All right, but since it supports Java, so we have to install Java here. You have to install Java, then you have to set up path for your Java, and the third thing will be to then you have to configure here. What you have to configure? You have to configure credentials for Jenkins, credentials for your Tomcat server. So this has been done. Okay, so now once your this Apache Tomcat has set up, you have to again get plugins for your which one? Plugins for your Tomcat server. Not plugins, you can just mention location. So we'll see how we are installing the plugins for our Tomcat server, how we are connect, but we are not directly deploying it to our Tomcat server. So we have options to do. So we will have a small demonstration how we are directly deploying the things to our Tomcat server. But for this we are explicitly using one other tool, that is our Ansible tool, which will be using for our case study purpose. So that will be your Ansible. So the thing is like, we'll be installing Ansible. It has no dependency or your Java installation is required. So once your Ansible has been installed, so that's it. You have to establish the connection. SSH connection is to be established, and once your SSH connection has been done, then what you have to do, you have to get another plugins for your you get the plugins for your Ansible, so that your Ansible will connect to your Jenkins. So this is how guys will be setting up the infrastructure line by line.